The word vanishing magic trick your brain plays on you. It happens every time. You're having a conversation in English, everything is going well, and then suddenly, blank. The word you need just disappears from your brain like a magic trick. You know this word. You've used it before. You've seen it in movies, read it in books, but right now, when you need it most, it's gone. You start saying and the while desperately searching your mind. You try to explain the word using other words, making the whole sentence longer and more confusing. Meanwhile, the person you're talking to is waiting, and you feel embarrassed and frustrated. Sound familiar? Here's what's really happening. Your brain isn't broken, and you're not forgetting words because your English is bad. There's actually a scientific reason why words disappear when we speak, and once you understand it, you can fix it. Today, I'm going to show you exactly why this happens and give you 3 simple techniques that will stop word forgetting forever. Plus, at the very end, I'll share the 1-minute daily exercise that professional speakers use to never run out of words again. Trust me, you need to watch this until the end because this tiny exercise will change your English speaking forever. What really happens inside your brain when words disappear? Let me explain what's actually happening in your brain when you forget words while speaking English. This is going to help you understand that you're not stupid or bad at English. Your brain is just working in a very normal way. Your brain stores English words in different places depending on how you learned them. Words you learned by reading are stored in your reading memory. Words you learned by listening are stored in your listening memory. But words you use for speaking need to be in your speaking memory, which is a completely different place. Think of your brain like a big library with different sections. The reading section has all the words you recognize when you see them. The listening section has words you understand when you hear them. But the speaking section? That section might be almost empty, even if the other sections are full of words. When you try to speak English, your brain has to find words in the speaking section. If the word isn't there, your brain tries to borrow it from the reading or listening sections. But borrowing takes time, and sometimes the borrowing system doesn't work. That's when you get the blank feeling, your brain is looking for the word in the wrong place. Here's what makes it worse. When you feel stressed or nervous about speaking, your brain focuses on the stress instead of finding words. It's like trying to remember something important while someone is shouting at you. The stress blocks your brain's ability to access your word storage. There's also something called tip of the tongue syndrome. You know the word exists, you can almost feel it in your mouth, but you can't quite grab it. This happens because your brain found the meaning of the word, but it can't find the sounds that make the word. It's like finding an empty box where your word should be. Your native language also interferes with English word retrieval. When you try to think of an English word, your brain sometimes gives you the word in your native language instead. Then you have to translate, which takes extra time and mental energy. By the time you finish translating, you've forgotten what you wanted to say. The good news is that all of this is fixable. Your brain can learn to store more words in the speaking section. You can train your brain to find English words faster. You can reduce the stress that blocks word retrieval. And you can build what I call word confidence. The feeling that you always have something to say, even if you can't find the perfect word. The 5 hidden reasons you forget words. Now let's look at the 5 specific reasons why words disappear when you speak English. Understanding these reasons is the first step to solving the problem. Reason number 1. You're trying to use words you've never actually spoken out loud. You might know the word sophisticated perfectly when you read it, but if you've never said it with your mouth, it's not really available for speaking. Reading vocabulary and speaking vocabulary are completely different skills. Your mouth needs muscle memory for each word, just like your fingers need muscle memory to type on a keyboard. If you've only seen a word but never practiced saying it, your mouth doesn't know how to make those sounds quickly. When you try to speak, your brain sends the signal to your mouth, but your mouth hesitates because it's unfamiliar with those movements. Reason number 2. You're searching for perfect words instead of using simple ones. Many English learners have this habit. They want to sound impressive, so they try to find advanced or complicated words. But while they're searching for the perfect word, the conversation moves on, and they end up saying nothing. Native speakers don't use perfect words. They use simple, clear words that get the message across. They say big instead of enormous, smart instead of intelligent, and happy instead of delighted. Simple words are always better than no words. Reason number 3, you're thinking about grammar while trying to find words. Your brain can't do both jobs at the same time efficiently. When you're worried about using the correct verb tense or article, you don't have enough mental energy left for word retrieval. It's like trying to solve a math problem while someone asks you to remember a phone number. Fluent speakers don't think about grammar when they talk. Grammar happens automatically because they've practiced it so much. They focus all their mental energy on finding words and expressing ideas, which makes speaking much easier and faster. Reason number 4, you don't have backup words ready. When you can't find the exact word you want, you panic and stop talking. But smart speakers always have backup plans. If they can't think of exhausted, they say very tired. If they can't remember delicious, they say really good. Building a collection of backup words and phrases is like having a safety net when you're speaking. You never feel completely stuck because you always have another way to express your idea, even if it's not perfect. Reason number 5, you're not using your word networks. In your brain, words are connected to other related words. The word kitchen is connected to cooking, food, stove, refrigerator, and many others. When you can't find one word, you can use this network to find a similar word or describe what you mean. Most people don't realize they can navigate around a forgotten word by using related words. Instead of getting stuck on the exact word they want, they can take a different path through their word network and still communicate their idea clearly. The Word Retrieval Emergency Kit: What to do when your mind goes blank. Let's talk about what to do in the moment when you forget a word. These are emergency techniques that will keep you talking smoothly even when your brain can't find the exact word you want. Emergency technique number 1. Use the "what I mean is" bridge. When you can't find a word, don't stop talking. Instead, say "what I mean is," and then describe the word or use simpler words. For example, if you can't remember screwdriver, you can say "what I mean is the tool you use to turn screws." This keeps the conversation flowing and often helps the other person understand what you're looking for. You can also use phrases like, "you know, the thing that," or "it's like, but." These bridges give your brain extra time to find the word while keeping the conversation alive. Sometimes, just the act of talking around the word helps your brain locate it. Emergency technique number 2. Use gesture and context clues. Your hands and body can help communicate when words fail. If you can't remember stirring, you can make a stirring motion with your hand while saying "mixing the soup like this." Most people will understand what you mean, and often they'll even give you the word you're looking for. Don't be shy about using gestures. Native speakers use their hands all the time when they talk. It's a natural part of communication, and it can actually help your brain find words because movement stimulates word retrieval. Emergency technique number 3. Ask for help without embarrassment. Say, "What's the word for?" or "How do you say?" and describe what you mean. Most people are happy to help, and they often appreciate that you're making an effort to communicate clearly. This approach is much better than staying silent or getting frustrated. You can also say, "I know this word in my language, but I can't remember it in English." This shows that you understand the concept. You just need help with the English word. People respect this honesty and are usually eager to help. Emergency technique number 4. Use word families and synonyms. If you can't remember enormous, try big, huge, or really big. If you can't find delicious, use tasty, good, or really nice. Your brain stores words in families, so if you can't find one family member, try to find another. Practice building these word families before you need them. For each important word you want to use in speaking, think of 3 simpler ways to say the same thing. This preparation will help you in real conversations when word finding becomes difficult. Emergency Technique 5. Use the "it's similar to" strategy. Compare the thing you're trying to describe to something more common. It's like a phone, but bigger, for tablet. It's similar to running, but slower, for jogging. This comparative approach often gets your meaning across clearly and helps the other person understand what you're trying to say. Remember, the goal is communication, not perfection. If you can get your meaning across using any combination of words, gestures, and descriptions, you've succeeded. Don't let the search for perfect words stop you from communicating your ideas. Building your unshakable word bank. Now I'm going to teach you how to build a word bank that never lets you down. This isn't about memorizing more vocabulary, it's about training your brain to access words instantly when you speak. Step 1. Convert your reading vocabulary into speaking vocabulary. Take words you recognize when reading and practice saying them out loud until they become automatic. Choose 10 words you know but never use when speaking. Practice saying each word 20 times, then use each word in 5 different sentences. The key is repetition with your mouth, not just your mind. Your mouth muscles need to learn the physical movement of each word. Say the words while you're walking, while you're cooking, while you're getting dressed. The more you physically practice the words, the more available they become for speaking. Step 2. Build word clusters around topics you talk about frequently. Instead of learning random words, group words by situations. Create clusters for work, family, food, travel, hobbies, and feelings. For each topic, have 20 to 30 words that you can access automatically. For example, your food cluster might include delicious, spicy, bland, fresh, stale, bitter, sweet, sour, crunchy, soft, hot, cold, homemade, restaurant, recipe, ingredients, flavor, taste, meal, snack. Practice these words together until you can say any of them instantly when talking about food. Step 3. Create your personal phrase bank. These are complete expressions that you can use in many different situations. Phrases like, "that reminds me of," "speaking of," "by the way," "to be honest," "from my experience." These phrases buy you time to think and make you sound more natural. Practice these phrases until they become automatic. When you're in conversation and need a moment to think, these phrases keep you talking while your brain finds the next words. Native speakers use these transitional phrases constantly. They're like the oil that keeps conversation running smoothly. Step 4. Develop your explanation skills. Sometimes you won't know the exact word, but you can explain the concept clearly. Practice describing common objects, actions, and feelings using simple words. This skill ensures you never feel completely stuck, because you can always explain what you mean. For example, if you can't remember procrastinating, you can say, when you don't do important things because you don't want to do them. If you can't think of nostalgic, you can say, when you feel happy and sad about things from the past. Building this explanation skill gives you unlimited backup options. Step 5. Practice word retrieval under pressure. Set a timer for 30 seconds and try to say as many words as possible about a specific topic. This trains your brain to find words quickly when you're feeling rushed or nervous. Practice with topics like colors, foods, actions, emotions, and objects in your house. This pressure practice simulates real conversation conditions where you need to find words quickly. The more you practice retrieving words under time pressure, the easier it becomes to find words in actual conversations. The 1-minute daily exercise that changes everything. Here's the secret exercise I promised, the one that professional speakers use to never run out of words. It's called the daily word flow, and it takes just 1 minute, but it will transform your speaking ability faster than any other technique. Here's how it works. Every morning, set a timer for 1 minute. Choose a simple topic like my morning routine, what I see outside my window, or my favorite food. Then speak continuously about that topic for the entire minute without stopping. The rule is simple. You cannot stop talking no matter what. When you can't think of the next word, don't pause. Say or, and, or, so, to keep your voice going while your brain searches for words. If you forget a word, describe it or use a simpler word. If you run out of things to say, repeat what you already said or add more details. The magic happens because this exercise trains 3 crucial skills at once. First, it trains your brain to find words under time pressure. Second, it teaches you to keep talking even when you can't find perfect words. Third, it builds confidence that you always have something to say. Start with easy topics like describing your bedroom, your family, or your daily routine. After 1 week, try slightly more challenging topics like your opinions about movies, your plans for the weekend, or your childhood memories. After 1 month, you can talk about abstract topics like happiness, success, or your dreams for the future. Here's what happens week by week. In week 1, you'll struggle to fill the entire minute, and you'll use a lot of and simple words. That's perfect. You're training your brain to keep producing language even under pressure. In week 2, you'll notice that words come a little easier, and you'll use fewer filler words. Your brain is getting better at word retrieval, and you're building confidence in your ability to keep talking. In week 3, you might actually have too much to say for just 1 minute. Your word-finding system is becoming more efficient, and you're developing the ability to expand ideas quickly. By week 4, this exercise will feel natural and easy. More importantly, you'll notice that in real conversations, you rarely forget words anymore. When you do forget a word, you'll smoothly work around it without feeling stressed or embarrassed. The secret power of this exercise is that it makes word finding automatic instead of conscious. When you practice retrieving words under pressure every day, your brain builds strong pathways for word access. These pathways work even when you're nervous, tired, or speaking about unfamiliar topics. You can do this exercise anywhere, in your car, in the shower, while walking, or while getting ready in the morning. No one else needs to hear you, and you don't need any special materials. Just you, a timer, and the commitment to speak for 1 full minute every day. Remember, the goal isn't to speak perfectly. The goal is to speak continuously and build confidence that words will come when you need them. This exercise trains your brain to trust that it can always find something to say, which eliminates the fear of going blank that causes most word-forgetting problems. After 1 month of daily word flow practice, you'll never again feel helpless when words disappear. You'll have the skills and confidence to navigate around forgotten words and keep conversations flowing smoothly. Your English speaking will feel more natural, more confident, and much more enjoyable.